What happened here, Jay, was we saw this moose trail cutting through a game trail, cutting through off of this gravel road, this dirt road, and then followed it up. But sure enough, there's a huge pile of moose scat, and it led to this huge area of pretty much nothing but blueberries.
The blueberries are plentiful here.
So follow the moose trail to the blueberries.
Yes.
That's our clue to you.
Bonus if you also find a moose. Don't approach, they're mean. So on this episode, we are heading back up the Gunflint Trail, one of my favorite places.
Hey, it's one of my favorite places.
I think we have an agreement on that then. And guess what we're going to do today, Joe?
Hopefully go fishing, because that is also my favorite thing to do in my favorite place.
And that is exactly what we are going to do today. We're going to go pick some blueberries.
Oh, cool.
Maybe see if we can enter the biggest blueberry contest. And then we are going to go fishing.
This is like a straight up hunter-gatherer episode.
I think this is Joe's dream episode, actually. So
glad you're here with us. Let's go.
Let's go. And this is Exploring the North Shore with
Joe
and Jay.
Well, we're somewhere on the Gunflint Trail. Location not
secret.
Isn't that how it goes? This is like a fishing hole. We can't say exactly. I mean, like, we can say what lake we were on, be it Poplar or Hungry Jack, but we can't say like where exactly on the lake we caught that fish.
Exactly.
I mean, that's kind of the code of ethics. And the same with blueberries. So we're somewhere near the end of the Gunflint Trail.
Yes. Let's say a few miles from the end.
Yeah.
Put it that way. All right, now we're going to go and we are going to try to find the biggest blueberry.
And the first blueberry.
Because it's pretty... we're mid-season. Well, not mid. The start of the blueberry season is like this week.
Yep.
So if we find something, it'll still be young.
There will be hooting and hollering. And we'll see who gets to eat the first one. And so anything could happen.
Third annual biggest blueberry contest. Mm-hmm. And basically you go around the Gunflint Trail where there is a plethora of blueberries. You pick them and you go to one of the many way stations around the way and see if you have the biggest blueberry. And there's cash prizes. So
sweet.
Let's go make some money, Joe.
Okay, I'm into it.
Okay.
I have not talked to anybody who has found a blueberry yet this season.
There was a couple people I saw driving up. They were pulled over on the side of the road. Looks like they were picking at something. I don't know if it was a blueberry.
Yeah.
Or just wishful thinking.
Okay. This looks like a pretty good spot. These rocks, and they like to grow up out of these cracks. Maybe a little bit up here, Jay.
I know you spotted some.
I thought I did.
So.
Okay, let's see. This looks like some kind of
rocky area. Oh yeah, there's a little path here. Rocky areas, direct sunlight.
Oh my goodness, look.
Oh, we found blueberries. All right.
That one's actually pretty big. Okay, would you like to...
Oh yeah, let me get a... Hold on, we're gonna...
Would you like to try the first berry of the year, Jay?
Oh, don't eat the big one.
How am I supposed... How can I not? Wow, look at all these berries.
There's a ton here. Finally eat that one.
Okay.
Oh, they're sweet. So that means they're coming along.
They're ready.
They're not big. That's the thing I think a lot of people may not realize. These are not store-bought blueberries. You know, store-bought blueberries don't exist in the wild. These are wild blueberries. They're a lot smaller. Mm-hmm. I'd say probably maybe even a fourth the size of a blueberry you'd get in the grocery store. But that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the little blueberries. They're small, but they're very tasty.
Oh, yeah.
Pack a lot of punch in a very small berry.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, start picking. I'm holding too many things in my hand to help you right now. All right, we're gonna stop recording for a minute while we pick some blueberries and come back with the blueberry report. Been here
100.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
10? We got about 100 blueberries, some pretty good sizable ones. I mean, we're not picking out the bushes by any means. We're just gathering as we go. Yeah, like we're using an Nalgene bottle, and I actually think this is perfect because once we get in the car, you can put the lid on.
Yep.
And they're not gonna
Exactly.
spill.
And you want to try to keep them cool if you can.
Yeah.
Maybe a little cooler would be good to have for your berries. It's a long drive up here, and so there's a lot of stuff to think about. What happened here, Jay, was we saw this moose trail cutting through a game trail, cutting through off of this gravel road, this dirt road, and then followed it up. But sure enough, there's a huge pile of moose scat. And it led to this huge area of pretty much nothing but blueberries.
The blueberries are plentiful here.
So follow the moose trail to the blueberries.
Yes.
That's our clue to you.
Bonus, if you also find a moose, don't approach. They're mean. We got some pretty decent sized blueberries, so we're going to swing by one of the many way stations, which is all over. I think every single Outfitters up here is participating as a way station.
Yep.
Like Trail Center, like all those places. As you're coming up, you'll see the sign that says biggest blueberry contest, official way station.
Yep.
Swing on in and try your hand.
There are a lot of berries out right now, and from where we're at right now, it doesn't look like there have been a lot or any people out. So now is the time.
Get up
for
here
whatever
before
that
it's
means.
Picked over. Oh, I see a big one right here.
Nice.
Reopen that thing because I found, this one's got a bunch of big ones on it.
It's addicting.
Yeah, I can't stop. You're going to have to like drag me away from here.
I'm Sherry Baker of Gunflint Pines Resort.
So Sherry, the process is somebody picks berries on the trail, and then they just walk into the front door here and say, I've got berries, I would like to enter in the contest. And then you or your staff would be able to, pull out the scale, all the things needed.
We get out the scale.
And it's not unusual, it's not anything to be like shy about or nervous about, just
No, we
come
actually
in
enjoy it because sometimes people that haven't seen our property will get a chance to see our property just because they come in to weigh a berry.
Yeah, sure.
So we'd love to have the public come in.
So it's not a nuisance to you or
I mean, if there's a lineup of a bunch of people, they may have to wait a few minutes.
Like be patient
Be
about it.
patient, yeah.
Sure.
And these are the official scales.
This is the official scale.
So
and
every resort or every place would have the same exact scale.
Anybody that has set up as the official blueberry weighing station.
Yeah.
I think I have a blueberry.
What are you guys doing?
Blueberry
There's
contest.
a blueberry contest on the Gunflint Trail for
Money.
the heaviest blueberry.
Biggest blueberry contest is what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah. Free to enter. Free to enter, right, Sherry?
Really?
Free to
So how
enter.
do you? We're about to go hiking.
Okay.
So
So this is actually kind of perfect. Do you mind if I record your voice?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Jaye. I'm actually one of the hosts of Exploring the North Shore podcast.
awesome. Nice
So
to meet you.
this
My name's
be-
Michael Garg.
Michael? All right.
Michael.
So our advice is you want to go to a sunnier spot
Okay.
with rocks. They
Okay.
the blueberries kind of grow out of the rocks
Yeah.
and direct sunlight.
Okay.
And if you can find, like, if you go into like a recent burn area, that's
Yeah.
where they're pretty plentiful too.
Okay. And what does the plant itself look like?
So
Like
it's
different
a
kind of
small, it's a small leafy bush.
Okay.
It's very low to the ground. You're not, I mean, you're looking at your ankle.
Oh, okay. So it's nothing like a raspberry plant.
No.
Okay.
So low to the ground, leafy, green. I can actually show you a picture.
Sure.
Here, you should
That'd
hold
be
that.
awesome.
Sure. And when you see one, then you'll be like, whoa.
They're
Yeah, you can see.
Here they are everywhere
Awesome.
around me.
Is it just like a blueberry?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
go
they
ahead and
look
try
like
one
this.
if you
You
want.
want? Oh,
please,
thank you.
Please,
Just
please.
don't grab one of the big ones in the back.
Okay.
Yeah, right up there. would be
Okay.
perfect, yeah.
So,
And he might be a little, like this one maybe here. Would he?
Oh wow.
so that's, I mean,
Okay.
it's kind of back a bit, but I mean, they're there. And some of
Okay.
them are still getting ripe,
Awesome.
but
Oh,
they just started. So
okay. Cool.
we picked all of this in about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
10
and it's
minutes.
actually a
I'm
cash
excited.
prize if you win the
Yeah.
contest. Yeah.
So how do you?
At the end, I think it's at the end of the season.
Once you pick, come here, do what we just did. We kind of pulled out our biggest ones,
Yep.
bring them here, she'll weigh them.
And then
Okay.
we'll enter you onto. There's a list on the website
Yeah.
that keeps track
It's
of
early
it
in the
for
season,
the
man.
Gunflint Trail.
It's a little early in this, another week or two, and they'll be.
Yeah. But there's
Okay.
plenty out there, and they're delicious, and you
No
might have a
matter-
chance to win. There's diamond in the rough
Hey.
always too.
The
It's
other
always
thing-
fun to pick them.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it.
The other thing to keep in mind is that it doesn't have to be the beginning of the season in the sunny, rocky areas, because after those crops have been picked and dried up,
Yeah.
you start looking in that area, but under nearby bushes,
Okay.
and those will kind of be a secondary. And then there can be tertiary after that. So
Awesome.
berries will last a long time into the season. It's just a matter of picking them and finding them.
I'm excited. I can't wait. We're about to go hiking.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, Sherry, I
we're
think
gonna-
these are our best options here.
Still keeping this one
Okay.
out. I just
Jay-
want to see. I'm not going to cheat with it. I just
That
want to
is
see
cheating.
if it. No,
That's not
Okay.
legitimate.
let's see how
What
our
do
big
you,
ones
Sherry?
are.
What do you think about the white weighing these unripe?
Well, we can
ones?
see what they weigh just out of curiosity.
I'm not
There's
going to
nothing
enter them. I'm
stopping
just
us.
going to weigh them to
All right,
see.
all right, all right.
But what I did is I opened up the scale
Yep.
and reset it so it's at 0.
Okay.
And now we'll put each berry on.
Is it over 1?
No.
0.5. We need a
0.56.
1.9 or something.
Yeah, like 2 point something.
And
Actually.
what about like something? Is that our?
And usually we'll let people keep the biggest of their
Stop it.
berries. We
I
don't
wanna
usually
see.
Okay. So this one's probably no good.
0.44.
Oh, geez.
That's probably the biggest one you have so far.
Dang it.
But I
But it's
think
density. And
I think we have to find out. But I think there's a weekly thing too on top of the biggest one.
Oh, okay.
So 0.44,
On the other side of the
You're gonna get your picture taken, Jay, behind the sign?
0.38.
Is that going to be me?
Please.
I'm pretty sure
This is
I
the big
did.
one
I
so
am the
far.
one that picked that. So
0.37,
0.4 is our biggest, huh? Unless Jay starts counting her crab apples.
0.43,
I just want to see Joe.
0.37. So 0.57, I think it was.
Okay.
There's an element of
5.1.
pride in that
Ooh.
for July.
For
I
early
don't
in the
know.
season.
Yeah.
Try this guy just to see. I'm curious if the less ripened ones are heavier. No. Okay.
0.3.
Oh, your theory is busted.
Wait, what about this
Mythbuster.
guy?
There.
Try
Okay,
that
so
guy.
these two look very so these two look very similar in size,
Yeah.
correct?
Mhm.
Scope.
So one is ripe, one is not quite ripe. So the not quite ripe one is 0.36.
Yep.
And the ripe one is 0.42. Okay, so
disproving your theory.
ripe
All right.
You
is
should reweigh the big one in case the scales it.
I don't remember. which one.
0.55.
0.55.
Yeah.
That's pretty. I mean, that's
Yeah.
not bad.
Now people have to remember too that usually we know which ones come from grocery stores.
Yeah.
Yes.
And please don't spoil the fun.
It's pretty
Okay.
obvious, I think. Yeah. I mean that one.
These are legit, right, Sherry? You know we.
Those
picked
are all
these.
legit.
They're too
How do you
small
know
to
they're
not
from
be
the grocery
legit.
store?
The grocery store ones are like this big. They almost look like a grape.
And they have a slightly different like coating
Yeah.
to them almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just
They look different.
So you gonna take Jay's picture for your wall, or
Sure.
how does that all?
Absolutely.
Are we actually going to enter this
We'll
with a
have to find-
0.55?
Yeah, you never know. You could
you
win
gotta
week
start
1.
somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
It's like bidding. You
You're
start
the-
low and you work high.
Am I the first one
You're like
You're the
for
first
you
one
guys?
for us,
Okay.
yes.
All right. All right.
Cool.
All right.
That should be good.
There he is.
Well, this has been fun.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Sherry.
Thank you for giving us the lowdown. And
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to have people stop in for it. It was last year. We got quite a few people stopping in, so it's fun.
all right. Well, that's great to hear. And
Yeah.
oh, it was really fun to get out there and pick them, and then
Yes.
come in and get them weighed. It's kind of the whole
Yeah, the
experience.
process is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, and it's a fun something to do that doesn't take really much education or
Yeah.
time. Or,
Yeah.
It really, I mean, we did this. We're doing multiple things while we're here, so we kind of pulled over, picked some blueberries, and we're like, all right, let's run it in. And
It's a perfect afternoon on the trail.
yeah,
Yes.
but we've spent less than an hour on this whole process.
Fun.
And if you really wanted to commit to it, you could do a good afternoon and probably pick a lot.
So
So
anytime you guys want to come up, let us know.
My name is Mike Syme. I am one of the owners of Rockwood Lodge and Outfitters.
and what do you guys do at Rockwood?
We rent cabins and we outfit people for the Boundary Waters.
And how many people a year do you say you have come through here that you help out?
A lot. Never added it up in my head. 1,000 maybe?
And what's your favorite lake?
Vista.
Ooh.
Duncan.
Well, for ice fishing.
Any tips for somebody coming in here to fish on poplar?
Target bass. There's a lot of smallmouth in this lake.
Okay, and how do you do that?
This time of year, middle of summer, you probably want topwaters. Something that's gonna, especially if the sun's out and bright like it is right now, you want something that kind of catches their eye and they'll kind of jump up and try to grab.
Nice. And what's the best time to go out?
For bass, middle of the afternoon, late morning's fine. If you're looking for walleye, you want to do those really early in the morning or kind of late-ish in the evening.
Okay. All right. And if somebody wanted to check out Rockwood, how would they do that?
Best way to go is rockwoodbwca.com, our website, and we have a whole lot of information on that.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're
Thanks for the
gonna
canoe, Mike.
We're gonna head out on this canoe that we have here. We have some fishing rods, some leeches.
Yeah.
We're gonna go catch a fish. Woo! Hopefully.
All right, Jay, we're up the Gunflint Trail. This is serious fishing territory for me. It's probably my favorite place to fish in the country.
And where are we?
We're on Poplar Lake.
Yes.
We're here, Middle Gunflint Trail. It's about 32 miles from Grand Marais to where we are. We're at Rockwood Lodge. They've hooked us up with a canoe. We got some fishing poles because I happen to forget mine. Oddly enough, you would think when you go on a fishing trip, the first thing you would bring is a fishing pole.
You've had a busy week and
Yes.
sort of inserted this into it because we needed to get a fishing episode done.
Well, and I knew they'd have some here.
Yeah.
So, in all reality. But, okay, so now what we're about to do is we're going to tie on. First of all, we're fishing on Poplar Lake today. It's the evening. It's about maybe 6:30 or something.
I think it's only like 5.
Really? Let's verify
Hold
that. Let's
on.
see who's closer.
It's 6:30. Okay, keep going.
Huh.
Sorry.
How about that? 6:28. Wow. Okay. So, as I was saying, we're here, Middle Gunflint, Poplar Lake, and there are walleye in this lake. There are northern pike. There's actually a fair amount of crappie in this lake, and hopefully nobody gets mad at me for saying that because it's kind of a coveted thing. But there are crappie in this lake, and there are smallmouth bass in this lake. In fact, there's some large smallmouth bass in this lake, and that's what we're going to be targeting tonight. Maybe we'll catch some northerns too, but we're going to be fishing with a surface lure. And that means it stays on the top. It never like dives down or anything.
Okay.
It rides across the top of the water, and it mimics like a frog or some type of an injured fish splashing around on the top.
Easy opportunity.
Exactly. And it's really fun because when the fish bite, when a smallmouth bass strikes this, it's probably going to scare you and freak you out, and it's loud and it splashes, and it's like pretty intense. And
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun. It's super fun. And that's why I love fishing topwater. It's like one of my favorite types of fishing. That and ice fishing are actually my two favorite types. So now we're going to tie a fishing knot. And this probably has a better name than Joe's knot, but that's what I call this because I learned this on a trip to way up north of Quetico when I was maybe like 10 years old.
What's north of Quetico?
Woods. And water. Okay, so I put the line
so you've
through
crossed
the hole.
it,
Now,
twisting
and I'm
it.
twisting it through, and I'm making sure that I keep a loop down there at the bottom, right?
Okay.
And we're
Oh,
using this crazy braided monofilament. Normally I can just bite the line, but this is not my line and not my pole, so we're gonna have to clip this because you can't bite this. It's like spider wire almost. So I'm just getting it so there's gonna be a good amount of knot when I pull it through.
The end's a little frayed, but
It is. That's why I don't like this monofilament. One, I can't bite it. Two, it's just hard to
there it goes.
maneuver. But looks like.
So you twist it
Hey, thanks, guys.
like
And,
25 times.
Yeah, and now that is like not going anywhere, anytime.
Oh yeah.
ever. And so then we're gonna have to clip this again, just because looks like Mike left his keys for us here. Okay, so.
What can we steal?
Yeah, we got access to whatever we want. Okay, that'll be good enough because it doesn't need to be this fine.
That
art.
is beautiful, actually.
Yeah, so, okay, when this hits the water, it's going to be a whole show. So, when people come fishing the Gunflint, one thing I've learned is that people kind of underestimate the size and the strength of the fish.
There's
and
some big guys out
there
there.
are large fish up the Gunflint Trail, like really, really big.
I remember one day I was fishing for sunnies and caught a northern, and that was quite a different thing I was reeling in. I knew right away. I'm like, this isn't what I was going for.
It's kind of like going into a restaurant and ordering a basic grilled cheese, thinking you're going to get a grilled cheese, and it turns out they bring you like something loaded with bacon and tomatoes and maybe I'm hungry right now or something, but that's what came to mind. So it's a beautiful night. It's July The winds are calming down, and it's probably going to be pretty beautiful when we
And
get
it's
out there.
comfortably maybe high 60s, low 70s.
Like no bugs.
No bugs.
How about that?
I'm sitting here and I brought bug spray
Yeah.
and I don't even feel like I'm going to need it. No,
Yeah, this is good. So
perfect day.
there is your fishing pole. It's supposed to be called a fishing rod, but that's more for fly fishing. So, okay, got everything you need?
I think we need some life jackets.
Right here.
Yes.
All right, Jay, you got your life jacket on?
Yes.
Okay, just cinching mine on here.
All right.
Always wear your life jacket. I'll grab a couple paddles.
Okay. I'm heading down here and we're going to kill this for just a minute. We are on Poplar Lake today. My personal favorite lake on the Gunflint Trail. If I had to pick one, which it's hard to just pick one, but if I had to pick one, it would be Poplar Lake.
It's a solid choice. It's got islands, it's got entry points to the boundary waters, resorts, restaurants,
Yep.
but a lot of peace and quiet too.
And it's mid-trail, so you're not going too far from Grand Marais, but you're going far enough.
Yep.
And if you wanted to come up here for a week, maybe 2 weeks, and stay, you should check out the vacation rental home, Christine's Hideaway, available from Cascade Vacation Rentals. And again, they are the sponsor of our podcast.
We appreciate them sponsoring this. It's been so much fun to get out and explore the North Shore, the Gunflint Trail, and the woods and the water. And yeah, that's what it's all about up here.
So if you would like to stay at Christine's Hideaway on Poplar Lake or any of our other Gunflint Trail lakes or any of the 175 vacation rentals between Duluth and the Canadian border, go to www.cascadevacationrentals.com or call 888-868-2972 and be sure to use the promo code podcast, which will get you our biggest discount available at that moment. So it'll change whenever we change up our promos and discounts, but that one will always get you the biggest discount. So again, that's promo code podcast. So Joe, what's the biggest fish you've ever caught?
Let's see. I recently, actually, this summer in 2019, well, it gets into the technicality of if you have it up to shore and you touch it, and I had every intention of releasing it too because it's so big and you don't keep big walleyes.
Yeah.
A 29-inch walleye. I'm estimating because I had two 27s that I caught and measured that night, and it was bigger than those.
Oh.
Hey, nice.
Caught
That's
a tree.
perfect. So those are my biggest walleyes, 27s, 29 if you get into the did he catch it or not technically thing. I've caught some huge smallmouth 5-pounders on this lake.
Wow.
Yeah, and those are really fun. Like if you catch one of those, it's gonna be a whole scene will unfold. And I've caught a 42-inch northern ice fishing in the boundary waters. That was really fun. And I've caught some big steelhead on the North Shore and lake trout. And yeah, I don't know. I just kind of like I'm not really much of like a trophy, like I'm out here to catch the biggest fish I can. I more just like to go because I enjoy getting outdoors and not looking at a computer screen, which I do a lot for work and just in general. And so my favorite part is just to get out here. Not even like if we catch some. Don't get me wrong, I love to catch fish. And I would be very happy if we did, even like tonight. But if we don't, I'm not going to be grumpy or, feel let down or something.
Well, you get to go fishing a lot.
I make a point to go fishing a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of my thing, Jay, to be honest with you. Like getting out here and just paddling around in these beautiful lakes and just kind of getting away from it up here.
So to say, if there's one thing I knew about you before I even really met you, is you liked fishing. So
Hey, all right. Well,
I think you're known for that.
I will be okay. I'm all right that people think of me for that. All right.
Yeah.
Topwater baits.
Let's see him. Oh, hey, buddy.
He doesn't seem to enjoy that. We'll get him released here pretty quickly.
All right. Woo! Oh, he's feisty.
Yeah. So we don't want to lose our lure, and we just don't want to force him. Okay, well, we caught him on top water and a safe release. And we've caught some fish now, Jay.
Finally!
What do you mean finally? We just came around this first island here.
This is like 40 minutes into it,
Well,
but that was fun.
we got a fish.
We got a
and he was
fish.
even jumping and
He was
splashing.
super feisty, that guy.
So that's good. That's like the definition of summertime fishing. When fishing top water, the fish are very, very active, as you saw when they get hooked, and they're not lethargic like they are in the spring. And that's Poplar Lake topwater fishing.
All right.
Well, let's get some more.
Do you want the leech?
Is that because you want this?
No. It worked when I wasn't fishing. Notice that? See, I had the camera out, so.
No, you should toss this thing, Jay, please. I'll take the leech.
Okay.
Hey, we caught some fish.
We caught a fish.
This is awesome.
Come on. I'm all revved up.
Now it's like
This is real.
it could happen at any
There are
second.
fish in this lake. I've seen them.
Yep.
It was not far enough, but that's okay.
Back in here, there's a pretty good spot, Jay.
Okay.
Around this turn up here. Up in these weeds, though, is not bad either, actually.
Oh, yeah. There's some lily pads out there.
Yep. What the heck? There he is! Yeah!
Yeah! Come on, buddy. Come on in. I gotcha.
Oh!
No!
That kind
I
of
thought I had him
counts.
set.
He just
Darn.
kind of did the job that we were about to do. So
Yeah. He was there.
That
I had him,
counts.
I had him on. I thought you said it didn't count if you don't get him on the boat.
Well, it depends who you're with.
You're just trying to make me feel better because I haven't caught anything yet.
No, he literally just saved us the hassle of having to handle him and grab him and take it out.
It's my favorite part.
Well, then keep at it. Nicely done, Jay.
Well, we both caught a fish now.
I will sleep better tonight.
Okay, here we go. Come on, fish number 2. Is that recording?
Can't see. I hope so. Or you're in hot water, Jay.
Oh yeah, we're going. We're 6 minutes and 45 seconds into this recording.
Oh, magic.
Magic. 2 fish in like 10 minutes. Not even. Like 2 fish in like 5 minutes.
After like none in
40.
hours. That was good. And there was a lot of hooting involved with yours.
Was there? Me or you?
I don't know. Maybe just at the beginning, I guess.
It was a little
Then-
involuntary if it was me. There
Then
we
it was more just sort of talking to the fish as you brought it in, which is an interesting concept.
I talked to the leeches, I talked to the lures, I talked to the fish.
Cool.
How's Leechy doing?
Holding up. I might let him free.
Still chilling out on there?
I'd toss it up near those
Yeah,
weeds
that's
again.
I'm
Whoa, Jay, the bobber's down.
Is it? Where is it?
It's down.
Oh, hold up.
Here we go, Jay. This could be serious. This could be intense, Jay.
Oh, I'm excited. All right, we're getting Leechy is made the
Yeah.
ultimate sacrifice.
Holy
Ooh.
cow. This is serious. Looks like a nice smallmouth. Like real nice, actually.
Nice.
Okay.
Come on, buddy. He's fighting you.
Jeez.
He's like, I do not
He
want.
might start jumping too, is the thing.
That's exciting.
Like I am pulling and I can't move him.
Oh, he's
Okay.
super feisty.
He's just, yeah. Gonna go. Oh!
Woo!
What up? Jade, what did I say about these islands on the backside? here?
Right? You were right, Joe. Wow, he's really putting up a fight.
Yeah. He would like to definitely not be hooked. Okay, let's get him
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Easy on.
Smallmouth.
Easy off. Go away, bud. Have fun. Woo! Goodbye, Lychee. You were good.
Well, there we go. Birds are chirping.
Yeah.
Fish are jumping.
All right, so Poplar Lake, where are we right now? The place to be is
Well,
Long Islands.
we're on these islands, yeah. Living dangerously in there. What the? What the? Yeah, nice one. Oh, that's a huge bass.
He's off.
What
Dang
the?
it.
He was way up in there.
Yeah.
That was a
Told
big
you.
bass,
I told
Jay.
you he was there.
That would have gone. That would have been an. That would have been a hoot.
Take two. Here we go.
I can't believe they're way up in those shallows still. Jesus, Jay!
Come on, come on, come on, come back, come back, come back. Oh,
Oh my gosh.
dude, it worked on the second. Okay,
Jay, if
third
you-
time's a try.
Do you
Third
really?
time's-
That thing is like twice as big as the one I caught.
Yeah, well, I see him. He's still there. I think he's gone smart though.
Mm-hmm.
He realized that fish hurt him.
Was he on that time?
He
at
was
all?
on for
Really?
like a second. Yep.
Oh dang.
He broke free pretty quick though, so I don't know if he may have just had it in his mouth and it didn't hook in.
Mm-hmm. How about to the right, just in there, right here?
Right there.
It's like into there. I can't believe they're like in there, but evidently they are. Oh,
I almost caught you there,
their
Joe.
revenge on me. For those 40 minutes of slow fishing. I think he's. What the? There he is! You got him!
I got him! I got him! Oh! Oh! Hey, guys! Oh!
What the?
Oh
nice!
my gosh!
Just let him kind of run for a bit.
I
We don't want to lose that lure. Oh, it's another northern this time.
Alright.
You want me to get that,
I'll
Jay?
let you get
Okay.
He's.
Don't hold him. You can
Whoa.
just drop him a little bit.
Wow.
Cool. He is pretty fired up.
Alright, I can give you some line here. I caught him. Not even in his mouth. That was like under his chin is where I caught
Well,
him.
he's just.
Was that the same one I was getting earlier?
Nah, because that other one was brown like a bass.
Wow. So they're just all over in here.
It might be. Hey, that was pretty good.
I'm going for it again. Caught it now. You don't have Lychee 2 in yet?
Nah, it's too. Oh my gosh! What the heck?
Okay, I didn't catch him, but
I
he was
told you
there.
this bay is good, Jay.
Dude. I almost caught you again, Joe.
As you mocked me, defamed me as an angler.
All right, Joe. I'm sorry. I apologize. The first 40 minutes was a little slow,
I just
but
had to get back into my honey holes.
we
back
have
in here.
redeemed ourselves, and then some.
Yeah. I'm glad we caught one on a leech.
Yeah. Although I'm kind of sad the leech is gone.
Well, for a greater purpose.
he was my friend for a while there. There's a chip.
Jesus Christ!
Holy cow. Hey, buddy. Ooh, look at him.
He's angry, Jay.
Watch out, I got teeth.
Yes. Yes, he does.
Woo. He's not. He's like, no, let it go. Can't
Right.
have it. It's mine now.
That's exactly what he's like.
Off he goes.
I knew there'd be one back in there.
buddy.
Joe, that was quite the successful fishing trip we just had.
I'm very pleased with the outcome. It's summer fishing and paddling right on the edge of the boundary
It was
waters.
a gorgeous, gorgeous day outside. But Joe, I feel like we need to be honest with our podcast listeners
Well, always, yeah.
as to what really happened during our
Oh, you mean
fishing
like all the way?
episode.
Tell them? All right. You have a point. What really happened is this is our second time coming up to go fishing on Poplar Lake. And the first time, I'm not even going to go for my excuse bag, even though I want to reach in. The first time we did not catch a single... Wait. We sort of caught a fish. We didn't catch any officially.
There was a fish on my line, and then there wasn't a fish on my line.
So we had a bite. We missed it. But yes, officially, technically, we got skunked.
We were there for 2 hours.
It was a really windy night.
Pull into your bag of excuses
Jay
there.
was grouchy.
I
I don't know what it was, but just something wasn't right in the atmosphere that night. And so we didn't catch any. But we came back and you just heard the fun that we had out there. So plenty of fish all up and down the Gunflint Trail and so many lakes.
I'm going to call it a fluke.
It was a fluke night. There was something weird in the air.
Yes.
So that's what happened.
But we made up for today. More than made up for today. Got about 7, I think.
Yeah, really some nice fish too. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful night.
What I'm going to play now is a little bit of audio from our first Poplar Lake trip where we did not get so lucky. And Joe had to go back, redeem himself. He has. So I'm going to take off making fun of you for this now off the table. For a whole week, I was able to make fun of you about that. But
Redemption,
you have been redeemed. So here's the audio from our first Poplar Lake trip.
Ah!
I got to run up to the boat, Joe.
Well, that was fish was there.
That was the closest thing we've got to catching a fish all day. We stopped recording for like an hour because we weren't catching anything, not even a nibble. And I just got a fish. It was on the line. I got it right to the boat. I was more concerned about actually hitting record than I actually was.
Canoes tip over in situations like that. I'm lucky to be floating right now. I'm grateful.
It wasn't, oh my God, I have a fish. It was, hey, record, Joe. I know what's at stake here. It's not the fish, it's the show.
Well, I hope our listeners appreciate that kind of dedication.
Dang it, I almost had a fish.
You did.
And here's my second one, right here.
Right on the other side of this dock. I'm feeling it up here.
Well, that guy's running off and telling all his friends.
Avoid the
man.
whopper plopper. It's a trick.
All right, here we go. We're getting serious here because now it's starting to get dark, so. It's not.
That was close.
Ugh. Ah! Is it still going?
Yep.
The most disappointing recording ever.
Dang it. No fish on the fishing trip.
I don't know how I feel about this, Joe. I feel like you kind of promised fish.
I think we got to go to a new lake.
You fished this one out this season?
Will you fish with me again, Jay? Give me another chance.
I don't know. Maybe.
Just don't tell anybody about this. I got a reputation to protect
There's
here.
a whole recording now. Blackmail.
Dang it. That's why I did that story about not catching fish. Then people will be like, oh yeah, maybe that guy doesn't really catch much. He just likes to go.
Do you actually fish when you go fishing? Or is it like just how you like peace and quiet and you just get away?
I really
I'm
like
totally
to
going
fish.
fishing, guys. I swear to you.
I really like to fish and I often catch them. It just didn't happen to catch any on this particular trip. Circumstances are beyond my control.
It was windy, although back then it was we had periods of cold.
We did.
So we can't use the wind as a exclusive excuse for what happened here today.
I would have liked to have capitalized in that calm. It didn't work.
Nope, and now the wind's picking back
Now I'm
up a little
paddling
bit.
into the wind. People staring. People gonna ask, how was the fishing, you guys? Well, there's no worse feeling.
And we're back. They're all sitting on the dock staring at you.
Hey, that's how it always goes. They want to know how it's going, you know? Should we go out too, fellas?
No is the answer. At least not this method. We used the wrong method.
We did.
Ish.
That's probably a big part of why it didn't work. They've gone deep. We need to change lures. I just wanted to catch them on top because it's fun.
It was fun. The one I had for about 4 seconds was quite thrilling.
Well, you're a good sport about it, Jaye, and I appreciate that. Well, they're out there somewhere,
Not where we
I
went.
think. Humbled anglers pulling into shore, defeated, demoralized.
I would say, oh wait, we have to check the time. Hold on. So we went out, we established it was 6:30.
Yep.
The time is now 8:14.
2 hours of fishing,
We went to a few places
hundreds of casts.
and caught nothing. All right, Joe. So that is it so far for our fishing episode. Do you want to give some tips and tricks to somebody really quick for somebody's coming up fishing for the first time?
Yeah, well, like Mike was saying at Rockwood, in the peak of summer here, late June into July, it all kind of depends on water temperature and when the ice goes out and this kind of thing. But topwater fishing is really fun. You get to see the lure go across. So something like hula popper or a henna torpedo is what we were using. There's actually something called the whopper plopper. We also use that.
Which you heard in the real first part of that episode.
So a surface lure, topwater lure, that'd be a good way. Otherwise, a leech under a slip bobber setup. Just if you're wondering about depth, you would try to figure that out. But otherwise, 5 feet is a pretty good depth, and toss it about maybe 10, 15 feet from the shoreline. Should be pretty solid there. And the key to fishing is just to get out and do it. The more, we found out ourselves that you're not always going to do it, but if you just are persistent enough, you will find fish on most if not all of these lakes.
So we went to Rockwood and we fished on Poplar Lake because you and I both love Poplar Lake, and we decided this is where we want to go to fish. But there are outfitters all over the place up here. So
yep, you could go to Bearskin, you could go to Clearwater, you could go to Hungry Jack. A lot of them will give you awesome knowledge, current conditions, what's been biting, what their guests are hearing when they're coming back from trips. So they're all friendly, people that run these resorts up here, and just say, hey, especially if you mention that you heard this on the podcast, they will be like, okay, what's up? So just name drop Joe and Jaye on the podcast or whatever you want to say. But everybody's very friendly up here, and there's a lot of fish.
So, make a day of it, maybe even make a week of it. Hit up a different lake each day, or, it's definitely great fishing up here. I love coming up here. Good vibe up here. You can go back and listen to part 1 of our Gunflint Trail series where we did a few activities that weren't fishing related. And I think we're going to be coming back again a couple weeks with one more Gunflint Trail trip.
Okay.
And we'll get into that then.
All right. Very good. Well, until the next time.
This is Jaye.
And I'm Joe.
And this is Exploring the North Shore with
Joe.
and Jaye. Bye.
See ya.